Let's take you to this live story now where the Gauteng MEC for Education, Matome Chiloane, is providing a comprehensive update on the 2026 online admissions application period for grades 1 and grade 8 as applications come to a close on Friday, the 29th of August 2025. Let's listen in.
422,580. With the few days that is left until the 29th of August for this process, I hope parents understand that it's very important that they actually utilize, especially those that have not really taken an opportunity to apply for this. And then what we're going to happen, we're going to have a deadline for document submission, which is the 9th of September. 12 noon, midday. Document submission is all those documents that are required to complete the application. So parents will have up until, or guardians will have up until the 9th of September 2025, 12 o'clock midday, to make submission of all their documents. These are important dates. 29 August, the last day to register. 9 September, the last day to submit your documentation. And these documentations should all be certified, all of them. All of them, they should be certified. Otherwise, they will not get any placement offers, meaning they will not be verified. Therefore, the application will be considered incomplete. I want to warn against fraudulent documents. I do understand that sometimes parents might have a temptation to prefer certain schools and go to certain areas and seek address, whether it's from a family friend or friend, whoever, or cousin, doesn't matter. I would urge parents to really desist from that. Desist, because what we have done, we have given schools the right to go and check and verify if the child stays in that particular feeder zone. So schools do have a right. So parents must not say the school came to my house or went to this house to verify if my child. Yes, they are allowed to do that, because we have given them the right that they can do and can go and verify if the child actually stays in that particular house. So I'm urging parents to really avoid this temptation of fraudulent documents. Documents that we require. The first one, we require your ID, whether it's a parent or guardian's ID, passport, and the child's birth certificate or passport. Remember, our system is linked to Home Affairs. So as you punch in your ID, Home Affairs gives us feedback that yes, this person is this. It even says when you are registering, it shows you that you must fill in certain gaps, missing letters, to demonstrate that the person's ID is the very same person that you're applying for. That includes the parents' details as well. So it's important that our system is foolproof, that we won't accept any fraudulent document, whether it's ID. If we are a foreign national, of course, we expect you to give us the refugee permit, which must be confirmed and affirmed by Home Affairs. Asylum seeker permit, Home Affairs will tell us that it's actually true. Permanent residence permit, study permit. Those are identification documents that we want. Any of those, Home Affairs will verify them to us. Proof of home address, proof of work address, the most recent grade 7 report if the child is going to grade 8, or clinic or immunization report if the child is going to grade 1. There are parents who are asking that if my child is in grade R, what happens? You have to apply for the very same school that your child is at. The purpose and the reason behind is because we don't have grade R's in all our schools. So therefore, that's number one. Number two, obviously the regulations have not been finalized from the bell around grade R. Three, we've got a large number of children who are in private ECDs. The last count gave us over 70,000 grade R's in ECDs. So for us not to really disadvantage those children, everybody needs to move from an equal footing. So even if your child is in grade R, you have to apply for grade 1. So parents must know, because every year I do get those particular queries that why my child was in grade R, why are we applying, why are you not placing? Parent, reapply, comply, in fact apply, because grade R is a different matter how you apply. You apply at the school. Grade 1, you have to go on the system. So the proof of home address, this is a very important document because it informs the placement in the feeder zone. We want a municipal account not older than 3 months in the name of the applicant, parent or guardian bearing full residential address. That is a very important document. If you are renting, we expect you to give us a municipal account as well. Of course, it will have the name of the landlord, which is not older than 3 months, bearing obviously the full physical address, and a set of additional documents. Lease agreement signed by you and the landlord, bearing the full address of the property, rental payment receipt with full residential address, and statement of any account to confirm, beyond the lease agreement, any account that's linked to you and that particular property. So when we are renting or a tenant, this is what we want. Municipal account of the landlord, bearing full details of the property, lease agreement, rental payment receipt, and statement of any other account. Applicants who live with their parents, we want the same municipal account with the details of the parent. The parent must also submit the ID. Also, it must be verified. Everything must be verified, obviously. Certified. ID or any other statement account which is not older than 3 months, and the name of the applicant, which is also linked to the same address. If you do stay with your parent, we also want an account that shows that any other statement account that demonstrates that you actually stay in the house, over and above your parents' details and the municipal account of the property. Those who stay in back rooms, we want a lease agreement. So they should be, it's mandatory. We don't take offer to purchase. We don't take affidavits as proof of home address. We don't accept them. We don't accept them at all. So as you submit and apply, you're going to get a set of messages on the application. If you have done all steps and submitted all documents, you're going to get a message that says, awaiting verification. It meaning the schools are still verifying your documents, but they've gotten your documents. You have uploaded your documents. If it says on the application next to the school, it says no document submitted, meaning that you have not submitted any document, you will get that particular message. If you have submitted other documents and you have not submitted your home address, it will give you a message that you have not submitted your home address. The same with missing documents, you still get the same message, a message similar like that you have uploaded documents, you have uploaded your home address, But there are some other documents that are missing. Perhaps it can be your ID, can be your statement of any account, etc. So it will tell you that they are missing documents. If you ever get a message that's written partially verified, meaning the school is still in the process of verifying your documents, some of them have been verified. And then if you get the green, and all of these ones are in red. And then if you get the green, said all documents are verified, then the school can confirm, has confirmed that they've received all your documents that are required for the application process. So we all strive for the green message of saying all documents are verified. The application process is 5 steps. The first one is to register the parent and guardian details. Secondly is to register your home address. Third, register the learner details. Fourth is to apply for schools. Minimum 3, advisably, and a maximum of 5. And then the fifth step is to upload all your documents within 7 days of school days of applying. Currently, we're sitting with 97,719 incomplete applications that we have on the system. Of these, 20,265 are on step 1 and 2, meaning no learner was registered and no application was made to any school, no documents was submitted or uploaded. 30,547 are registered, are between step 1 and 3, meaning that these are parents that have put in their name, put in the learner details, they've put in address, but they've not applied or chosen a set of schools. 46,907, these are parents who have gone between step 1 and 4, of which is to upload, register their name, register the child's name, register the address, choose schools, but no documents were uploaded. So it's important that parents understand that you have to complete all of the steps. Some believe that because they've done step 1 to 4, they are done. We want you to submit your documents to the school. And this should be done by the 9th of September, 2025. And this is only for those, more important, only for those who would have applied on the 29th of August. Once you have done all the steps and the schools have verified your documentation, placement offers will be done from the 16th of October, 2025. And this is for only completed applications. Only completed applications. If you have not completed, we are not going to place your child in this current placement process or period. We will not place your child. Your child will have to wait, you're going to have to wait up until we are done with everyone who would have complied with this particular process. And parents must know that not all of you with complete applications will get the placement offers by the 16th of October. However, I would want to assure you that your child will be prioritized for placement because you would have complied with what is required. You would have completed your application. So upon the 16th and beyond, will require an appeal for patience that we will be placing your child. So the cell phone is important. The number that you would have submitted, it's very important. It needs to continuously work. The system has been upgraded. You can go on the system and change it, but make sure whatever number you would have put in is the right number that works. So we've upgraded our system so you are able to, if you struggle with a certain number, you are able to then change it. So it's important that you always keep your login details throughout this period up until your child is placed. The criteria for placement is as follows. We don't work on first come, first serve. We use this criteria to place. The first one is home address within the school feeder zone, meaning the closest to the school. And this tends to confuse parents. A feeder zone is a demarcated area that has been agreed to by, amongst other, the SGB, as well as the district and also other schools around, that this is the area that we will be servicing. So sometimes it does happen that you might be next door to a school, but the school feeder zone is in the other direction and not in your direction. It does happen. So in that case, you will have to understand it. But the system also tells you when you apply which schools are within your home address feeder zone. It avails a set of schools. The second one is siblings. If your siblings are in that school, we use it as a placement criteria. Previous school. There are primary schools that are designated to feed certain high schools. For instance, where we are today, we're at Eden Glen Primary, and obviously, Edenville High School will be fed by learners from this particular primary school, as an example. And then if it's an ECDs for grade ones, the same does apply. There are ECDs that are linked to schools too, as feeder centers. Third one, work address within school feeder zone. Fourth one, home address within 30-kilometer radius. And the fifth one, home address beyond 30-kilometer radius. Currently, we do have high-pressure areas. And one thing the system does, it allows us to know where do we need additional classroom space, because it tells us where are the pressure areas. Where do we get a number of applications that exceed the number of spaces available in the schools? So currently, we have 277 primary schools out of 1,408 that are currently have registered more applicants than the available capacity. What do we mean by this? We're saying, as you submit and verify, we are able to see which home address is within the feeder zone. So these 277 schools, those primary schools, the number of applicants at those schools within the feeder zone have exceeded the space available at the school. We have 221 high school, the same. Number of applicants within the feeder zone, home address feeder zone, have exceeded the number of spaces available at the school. So 221 out of 674 secondary schools have registered more applicants than the available capacity. We have established 19 new or satellite schools between 2024 and 2025. And primary schools have increased, therefore, from 1,403 to 1,408. And high schools, secondary schools have increased from 660 to 674. As you can see, the top 20 highest applications, primary schools, Lar School Acacia had 1,304 applications with capacity of 250. which this is the most, and the lowest, well, we've got Ebony Park Primary School, which has got 821 applications for space 280. So these are about 20 schools with the most applications. The secondary schools, as you can see, Hoërskool Langehoven has 3,122 applications, and the capacity is 310. Hoërskool Jeugland, 1,771 with capacity of 324. So what this means, 3,122 applications with 310 capacity. So you can obviously see that more than 2,800 of these applicants are not going to find space in that school. 2,800 learners or applicants will not find space. We are going to place 310. And these are preferred schools. So parents, I need to remind you around the placement process. The schools that you would have chosen does not mean the first one you've chosen is a priority. To us, you saying to us, the 5 schools that I've chosen are schools that I want my child to go to, any of those schools. So we treat them equally. We don't treat them in order of priority. That's the first thing. The second thing is placement will be informed by space available. Thirdly, if the schools that you would have chosen as a parent, I know some parents will choose one school and say, oh, I'm done. You are not done. If you choose one school and you feel that that's what you want, and if you don't get, we'll put you on a transfer. We give transfer offers. So the first 5s, or the 5 that you would have chosen, you can't appeal the placement there. Some have tried. So the 5 schools that you have chosen, you can't appeal it because they were chosen by you. The only parents who are allowed to appeal are those that children would have been transferred to schools that they did not choose. And secondly, more importantly, are completed with completed applications. So the process is as follows. A parent will have 7 days to accept or decline the transfer offer. And therefore, they will have 7 days to submit their objection. And the department will respond within 14 days. And the final arbiter in the appeal process is the MEC, which is myself. So we receive these appeals. We looked at them thoroughly. There's a number of situations where we verify that no, the school or the district made a blunder here. This parent's child was supposed to be placed here at this school, therefore go and place them. We have done it on numerous occasions. But we've also looked at other appeals which we feel that the parent might be unreasonable or the situation is difficult for us to actually adhere to the request of the parent. But however, the appeal process ends with the MEC, which gives the final appeal outcome. So the appeal process is not futile. It's there. Parents can utilize it. There has been incidences where we did a number of occasions where we've adhered to the appeal and we got the schools to accept the child. One of the biggest issues is the infrastructure, the interventions. We have set up multiple pronged approach with dealing with infrastructure, increasing the capacity, classroom space. The first one, we have the self-build that we started in 2020, which was able to give us 2,054 self-built classrooms, which increased our classroom capacity by 76,955. And if you look at an average size of a school of 40 classrooms, you can count the number of schools this translates to. We're in the process of building additional 1,745 self-build. How self-build works, we give the school money to build additional classrooms. And this is important because at the center, it's called local economic development, where we expect that the local contractor will be utilized to actually build these classrooms. We have established satellite schools, as I've announced. We are also building additional new schools. A total of 18 schools are currently under construction. So, and majority of them, of these 18, we should be expecting them to be completed by mid next academic year. But we're getting them, we're going to get some before the end of this academic year, we're going to get some at the beginning of the academic year, we're going to get some at the end of first term, we're going to get some at the end of the second term. So 18 schools in total we will be getting, which comprises of 18 new schools, and 8 replacement schools. But we also have provision for mobile classrooms for emergency purposes, which we have delivered to 223 schools across our 15 districts. I've spoken at length around our schools, the 18 schools that we are expecting by mid-2026. And parents, this is really a great step forward. We did undergo a period where we were not receiving schools for a number of reasons. But we have turned the corner. We're getting new schools now. We're getting new schools at very fast pace. It's a priority that has been identified within the speech by the Premier during the State of the Province address, part of the G13 challenges that are facing our province. So it has been receiving a lot of priority in government. So we will be getting the schools. Here's a list of the schools. I will not talk to them. And the number of classrooms that we would have delivered in the different districts. And this is how the mobile classroom looks. Some caller the other day while I was on radio was saying Mukuku. It's not Mukuku, it's a mobile classroom. It's a temporary structure, parents. It's a temporary structure. It's not a permanent structure. Permanent is brick and mortar. This is temporary to elevate the pressure that we have. It's quicker to set up. Hence, we take this route. I'm not a fan. I don't like mobile classrooms at all. I actually believe they make schools look ugly for me. So don't ever think that the MEC likes mobiles. The MEC doesn't like mobiles. So, but however, because of pressure that we get, we have to then seek a quicker recourse so that we're able to provide these classroom spaces that are required. So mobiles, hence we utilize mobile classrooms. As I conclude, currently we've embarked on a campaign for measles and rubella vaccination drive for all our children between the ages of 6 months to 15 years. So we're giving them vaccine posters together with the Department of Health. I'm raising this because I want parents to actually follow up and inquire if your child is between the ages of 6 months and 15 years. So this campaign began on the 4th of August. It will conclude by the 12th of August, 12th of September, sorry. So it's the drive, we've gone to ECDs, they've gone to schools. So it's important, because this is a primary school, I do believe that all learners should be 15 years or younger. So I would expect them to, all the primary schools, to have learners at those schools to be vaccinated for this. The contact details are there for you. We've got a toll-free number, 0800 000 789. We've got a WhatsApp line, 608910361. You can use our email. You can use our social media account. All our social media accounts are accessible, including TikTok. You can message GDE on TikTok, Facebook, X, Instagram, and visit our website. Thank you.
So we're live there for you as the 2026 academic year approaches. The Gauteng Education MEC has just confirmed that preparations for the online admissions process to conclude are well underway now. Also, the department there says it is working to make the system smoother and more accessible following lessons learned in previous years. Also, the MEC highlighting that the online platform remains the only official channel for parents to apply for grades 1 as grade 8 placements, and this digital approach is meant to reduce long queues at schools as well as ensure a fair and transparent process there. So dates to note, the important dates to note is the 29th of August, which is the closing date for all applications. All applications must be in by the 29th of August, and then all documents must be submitted by the 9th of September.